What is up, you guys? Thank you for stopping by the channel once again. My name is Jordan, and since summer is coming to the end, thank goodness, that means a new season will be coming in, and that season is fall. And with that new season, there are also new trends. However, a lot of fashion trends out on the runway are things that are not necessarily things that you and I would actually wear. So I took the trends that I figured that you and I could actually wear, the actual functional, practical, wearable items, and I wanted to compile a list for you guys and get into that. Before we get into it, if you have not already checked out my last video, I suggest you do. What's very cool about it is I actually have my own little collection that I chose with cotton, so if you're curious about any of the clothes that I was wearing in that last video, or even this right here, there's a link in the description below. You can check it out. It's all curated and ready for you guys to look at, so thank you once again to cotton for that. So now let's jump into the fall trends. First thing that I feel that we could all wear and take some inspiration from is quilted pieces. First of all, these quilted pieces can definitely keep you warm. They just think of like a quilted blanket but on your body, but that is something that you also have to be careful of. I only recommend wearing one piece at a time, otherwise you are going to look like a quilted blanket, just like a walking downy blanket, which is not something that you necessarily want to do unless you're trying to stay warm. But these quilted pieces have been around for a while now. They're just becoming a little bit more modern. They used to be just like the old like grandpa vests that are like the quilted kind of look, but now they're doing coats, they're doing blazers, they're doing jackets, they're doing bomber jackets. So there's a lot of fun things that you guys can use to kind of mix and match and spice up your wardrobe and use something that's a little bit more different, a little bit more versatile. But keep in mind, these are going to be a more casual piece. Second up is one of my favorites, and that is going to be graphic knitwear. And what I mean by graphic is going to be kind of like, think of like geometric patterns on your knitwear. Think of like maybe a word written across it, or not written, it's going to be actually loomed into the knit. But it gives the sweater or the turtleneck or whatever the knitwear might be, it gives it a little different dimension, a little more playful, a little more fun. I really like this idea. I think it's super awesome. It's like a big, bold statement piece, but I think that it should be worn as a statement piece by itself. Yeah, you can layer it, but you just have to be careful with not layering it with too many things. You don't want to look like a walking like puzzle board or like a picture book. But I think that the patterns and the prints that are on it are definitely something that you can use to your advantage when it comes to making a really cool outfit. Thirdly is going to be one of my favorites and one that I have been wearing for a while now. You can check out my last videos. That's going to be turtlenecks. Finally, turtlenecks are getting the attention that they deserve. Turtlenecks are super versatile. You can wear them as a very sleek and sexy kind of like cashmere vibe, or you can get very, very chunky with it. It's going to be very casual. I have a lot of both of those. When you're wearing a turtleneck, don't think of it as like something that your grandpa would wear, because first of all, if your grandpa's wearing a turtleneck, then he's very stylish. But second of all, think of a turtleneck as something that's going to be A, very warm, but B, also very stylish. It's very sleek, it's very sophisticated, it's very classy, it's also very elegant. So you can wear them very casually, or you can wear them very dapper with a suit and jacket. It's just depending on your style. You can wear them pretty much however you want. I recommend them for everybody. Next up is pleated pants, and if you have seen any of my previous videos, I would say probably the last 3 of them, I am falling in love with pleated trousers. Adding pleats to the outfit is kind of pretty unique. Not a lot of people wear pleats simply because, like I said in the previous examples, they kind of look like your grandpa's trousers. They look a little older, a little more retro, but because fashion is in cycles, the retro theme is kind of coming back in these new seasons, which I really like. What I like about it though is that the pleats aren't being used as a very old, like out of date kind of thing. They're using modern cuts, modern looks, and the pleats are just adding to it and giving the pant a different look, which I really like and I really appreciate. So if you are into the classic look, if you're into that whole traditional vibe, I definitely recommend looking at some pleated pants. I will have some links in the description for pretty much all this stuff going on right now. Alright, next up Something that was here also last season but still staying is going to be fur. I'm not saying like real fur, you can get faux fur if you want, but just the idea of having like a fur-lined collar, or like the shearling coats or the shearling jackets that were really big last year. Those are still here, and let me just say, they're very sexy. The whole vintage, like rustic World War II bomber jackets, like the aviator jackets, is something that's very near and dear to my heart. I have a few of them. I just love the look of it. It's very classic. It's very kind of just like Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt-esque, and I appreciate that. I like it. It goes with my aesthetic. But also with the shearling coats, it's going to keep you very warm. It's going to be very bulky. I think it's something that you should add to your wardrobe, because it's not going to be something that you just throw away. It's not going to just go away with time. It is going to be a classic staple that will be relevant in your wardrobe for years and years and years to come. You could pass it down to your children if you want. That's how cool it is. And last but not least are plaid overcoats, and these things are so sexy. I mean, if you just look at them, they look so awesome. I don't know, I'm a sucker for overcoats, and plaid is a very bold statement piece, and when you're wearing an overcoat, yeah, you can be kind of cool and just wear a nice neutral thing with like not anything very loud, no patterns, no prints, but the plaid is definitely a pop. It's definitely a statement piece, and I think if you guys want to rock it, I would 100% recommend going and finding one. The only problem is all the designers are making these things for like thousands of dollars, so you might want to go to like a vintage or a thrift store, because like I said, they're very retro feel, so you could probably find one in a vintage or retro store for not $1,000, let's just put it that way. However, if you are going to wear these, I definitely recommend wearing no other patterns, no other prints, just because it's going to be too much, it'll be too busy. I would go with just a pair of solid colored pants and a top, and you'll be perfectly good to go. Hell, throw on a turtleneck, and that'll be a very sexy look. Alrighty guys, so those are some trends that I feel are going to be very functional and very practical for all of us to wear. Nothing crazy, nothing outside the box, that something is going to be just seen on the runway. So let me know what your favorite fall trends are going to be coming up this season. I'm curious to know. I'll be down in the comments with you guys as well, responding to you. And hopefully I'll see you soon. I'll be back with another video, hopefully Friday or Sunday. So yeah, alright, bye.